An illusion meant to make you understand it's vain to struggle against him. I prepared a brew with plants that made me fall into a cataleptic fit. They carried me to the grave. The master took me out of it, then led me to the castle. After the final trial, the wounds on my face healed. My body was rejuvenated. I then came back to the dispensary using the identity of Maria. It is. The villagers need the supernatural to help them bear their existence. They made me a saint, and the diocese seized hold of the occasion. Their mistake turned out happily, since it brought you here and allowed us to meet. Fate brought us together. First, I went to the Turkish prison. The master learned of that. Nothing escapes him. Upon my return, he wanted to test me. One of his men came to the dispensary. I fled, but he pursued me to the broken oak. There I grabbed his weapon and shot twice. I think that was when the master looked favorably upon me. I pursued my route, picking the weeds from my garden and burning my pigeon loft. Then I drank the sleeping brew to awaken in the castle. You know the rest. I didn't kill, except to defend myself. That brute of an inspector, I had to kill him under the oak, I had to. But I haven't murdered anyone.
Not yet, but you serve a murderer.
No, a hunter. The eagle and the tiger must kill to eat. That is their nature.
But becoming a tiger, or even the accomplice of a tiger, is to renounce human nature.
You won't have the choice. Facing the master, you are naked, defenseless. He speaks and you listen, trembling. Like you, I approached him with the mad idea of combating him. How pretentious. He could have destroyed me in a breath, but instead, he chose to offer me life. I owe him everything. That is, the master required that he be driven from the village. He knew many things, you see, so I did what I had to do to weaken him, without killing him.
You drank his blood? You visited his room during the night?
Do I really have to talk about it? Can't I keep some secrets? Perhaps they were more than just dreams. Janos, to accomplish the trial of the sacrifice and to get rid of a rival.
How do you know that?
He boasted of it to me. Janos, to accomplish the trial of punishment and to steal a manuscript. Probably Janos. I know he followed you in Turkey. Janos, he tried everything to eliminate you. Kruger harassed me for weeks to finish your analyses, but I always found some pretext to put off the job, so he lost patience and sent Janos to me.
Kruger attached a great deal of importance to those tests.
He pretended to be looking for a serum, but he never believed the P syndrome was an illness. The imposter. He wanted the analyses to identify prey, and that way work his way up to the master. So Janos came to me escorted by one of his friends, a thug from the Iron Guard. I pretended to collaborate, but I was trying to buy time. The battery was dead. I didn't know where I'd put the acid. The Schwartz filament was burned out. I knew the master was watching the dispensary and that he would intervene. He killed the thug and knocked Janos out. We put their bodies in the coffins. That's when you arrived.
Did you see me?
You passed right by me. I was in the storeroom behind a door hidden by wreaths of flowers.
Was Dracula with you?
Yes. We were waiting for one of his men to come get us in a truck. He locked you into the laboratory while we loaded the coffins. I left without being able to speak to you, but I thought that you would read my message in the mist.
Why did Dracula spare Janos?
To subject him to the final trials of the path. But you succeeded before he did. Really? You gave him a fine present. He must have understood immediately who I was and how far you had progressed on the path. Not surprising then that he came straight off to lend a hand to Janos. You must have heard them. They're up there, near the well. Furious they can't come down. He's one of the leaders of the Thule Society, of which Janos is a member. Do you know of a brochure called The Lords of Twilight?
Yes, I looked through it at Arena Box Office.
Well, it's Kruger who wrote it, using a pen name.
Janos and Kruger are really very dangerous.
Not anymore, since you beat them to it. Win the Master's favor, and they will never reach their goal. It's the Master who controls it. Early in the century, he preferred disappearing from public life to manage his affairs secretly. A charitable foundation is an excellent cover. When I was Martha, I didn't suspect for an instant that I was working for the dragon. Be very careful, Arno. Don't defy the Master or he'll crush you. Don't lie to him or he'll know. Answer correctly, and he'll give you immortality.
Farewell, Maria.
You have to succeed. Think of us.
Here he is. My God, make him approach me. Very close. Then I'll be able to act.
You, priest. You think you're at the end of your ordeals. You are wrong. It is now that you risk the worst of them. Do not disappoint me, or else. To come unto me. You have desecrated a tomb, burned a chapel, and poisoned a spring. How shall I judge your deeds?
I must find the answers he expects in order to gain his trust. And if he comes closer, I'll go for all or nothing.
Perhaps you have spoken well, or perhaps you are already condemned. You shall not know until after you satisfy my curiosity. I can hear you breathing, priest. You are suffocating, are you not? I know that you do not much like the depths. But remain clear-headed, for if you make a single mistake, I will hang your skin on the walls of my crypt. Everyone treats his enemies in his own way. I used to impale them, or drown them in the latrines. You act in a very different way. Twice, your enemy, Janos, was at your mercy, and you spared him. Why? Your answer will weigh heavily on your fate. Perhaps it pleased me, or perhaps it doomed you. Whatever is true, let us go on. I want to know what is on your mind. I have always been curious. Once, I had one of my concubines ripped open from top to bottom to see with my eyes the place I had visited. Let us talk of our little Maria. She is beautiful. You desire her, do you not? What a strange priest you are. Dogs are afraid of you. Men insult you in hushed voices. But you hear them, do you not? Now, your hearing is keen, and you see in the dark, like a nocturnal beast. You are beginning to resemble me, priest. Do you know why?
I have traveled the path.
Yes, as did I before you. But let us see how far your knowledge stretches. Will you be able to tell me who initiated me? Who gave me immortality? You have spoken. And the words you uttered will determine if you live or if you die. Ah, I hear your heart beat and your arteries throb. It has been a long while since I drank the blood of a priest. Do you fear me? I sense on you the odor of tears, of sweat, of blood. You suffered to come this far. Why? Tell me, priest. You can't have come with the absurd idea of fighting me. Good answer. Fortunately for you, you will receive the blood of the dragon without fighting, for I have judged you worthy. On your knees now, for your baptism in blood.
To your hands, Lord, I entrust my soul.
How dare you!
The bell has caved in.
Cadoct! We'll never reach the crypt!
Don't talk that way, Beckermeyer. Never say never.
There are tons of rocks obstructing the passage. It would take masses of equipment.
Patience. Someday we'll come back.